Hi Aquarius, welcome back to the Tarology 33 channel. This is your July 2022 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who like, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic cross spread as always, and I also pulled the Four Agreements, Wisdom of the Oracle, and Mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Okay. So we have Capricorn, and for you guys, Capricorn is your 12th house of spirituality, blind spots, and mental health. And there will be a full moon in Capricorn in July, right around the middle of the month. And I see some Capricorn energy in your spread as well. We have Neptune. Neptune's actually in Pisces, which is your second house of possession, self-worth, finances. And we have 11. So 11th house for you guys is actually Sagittarius, and we just had a full moon in that time, but 11th house represents your friendships, your groups, hopes, and wishes. So we'll keep all that in mind as we go through the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the Devil, which is Capricorn energy, and that's challenged by the Queen of Swords, Libra energy. So this could just be saying that there might be something that's blocking you in some way. Could just be negative self-talk of some kind, right? Where maybe you might convince yourself that you're not able to do something that you are. For some of you, this could just be possibly connections that you're dealing with that might be a bit toxic for you, where maybe they're doing some things behind your back that you're not aware of. But with this showing up as the challenge position here, to me, this says that there's the possibility for that to be balanced, but you just might have to look at things from a higher perspective, so get some distance away from whatever the situation is, and that could be the key. Of course, for some of you, this can also represent an actual possible Libra that you might be dealing with that might be contributing to these issues for you guys. So, just a super generic example of how that could play out. You might give them an idea for something and they might tell you, oh no, that totally wouldn't work, even though they might think deep down that it would, so that's one way it could be playing out. Just something to keep an eye out for there. All right, in the foundation position, we have the Four of Swords. So yeah, this is more Libra energy here. So for a lot of you, I feel like this is more of your energy where it's just saying that you might be having a bit of a struggle figuring out a clear path forward around the situation. So, I mean, like I said, it could be an addiction, just some way that you might tell yourself something that may not be true, that might be a discouraging thing towards yourself. But with this in the foundation position, I feel like this is saying that you are trying to take some time to actually look at things from a different perspective and figure out where that might be coming from and how to get out of that cycle. All right, in the past position, we have the Ace of Wands and the Strength card. So yeah, this could be playing out a couple different ways. For some of you, this could just be saying that you might have actually had a desire to enter into a long-term commitment, given that Leo energy represents that in your chart. But for some of you, if it's not that, it could just be saying that, again, you might get these ideas, but for whatever reason, you might mute yourself, right? You might not express these ideas because you might lack confidence in them. So that's what I'm seeing with that. All right, in the present position, we have the Page of Cups and the Chariot. So this is actually a major arcana card, energy for Cancer. And of course, the first few weeks of July will be in Cancer season. So could just be saying that you might actually feel nudged forward to come out with something, but you might not feel like you're ready to do it. So like I said, for some of you, if this was around, you wanted to enter into a romantic relationship with someone, but for whatever reason you were hesitant to actually express your feelings toward them, you could just be feeling like there's almost this nudge from the universe kind of pushing you out there to do it, but you just might not feel like you're ready yet. That's one way I could see it playing out. But it could also just be saying that in July you might actually get some insight as to why that could be the case too, which is a positive thing. All right, in the near future position, we have the High Priestess, which I usually view as Pisces energy. The Three of Swords, more Libra energy here, and the Eight of Swords, Gemini energy. So yeah, again, I'm picking up on this. There certainly could be, don't get me wrong, given how much Libra energy we're seeing in the spread, there could certainly be a Libra that you might be dealing with that may have caused you some self-esteem issues of some kind, caused you to doubt yourself, second guess yourself in some way. But if it's not necessarily that, another way I could see this playing out could just be, again, saying that there could be this negative self-talk that you guys might have. Like intuitively, you might say to yourself, you talk yourself out of things is kind of the energy that I'm seeing with this, right? Like, oh, there's no way, yeah, sure, I could come forward and say this thing, but there's no way it's going to be well received, right? So it could definitely be like a bit of a blow to your confidence to where you just don't come forward and say these things. Like I said, it could be a romantic connection for some of you, but it could be any area of life, really, that I'm seeing that this could be impacting. So yeah, it definitely looks like there could just be a bit of a lack of confidence and self-esteem around the situation. All right. In the position of your influence in the situation, we have the Two of Wands, Aries energy, and the King of Wands, Leo energy. So, nothing else. This could just be saying that by the time we get to Leo season, which would be toward the end of July, then you'll actually finally be able to see the path clearly and be able to move forward with what you want to do. So maybe looking at this in conjunction with that there, it could just be saying that until we actually get to that Capricorn full moon, which would be right around the middle of July, again, since that is in your 12th house, that might actually help you break free of those things that have been, like I said, the negative self-talk is the primary thing that I'm seeing there. And then as we move toward Leo season, you might actually feel ready. Okay, now I'm ready to move forward, express myself, right? Come out there and do what I need to do. And again, this could, since this is Leo energy, which is the opposite sign of relationships, this could also be saying that if you are looking to enter into a relationship with someone, you could express those feelings this month as well. In the environment position, we have the Ten of Swords. So, given what we were just talking about there, this could actually be a bit more of a positive thing, which is to say that those thoughts that you've had that have been self-limiting, right, and possibly negative self-talk toward yourselves, I feel like this is saying that you will actually be letting this go this month. It does look like it might take a while. Like I said, it might be at least the middle of the month or even going a little bit later into the month toward the end. But it looks like you will finally get to that point where you're like, okay, you know what, I've thought about these things 5 million different ways, right? Like, okay, I need to let that go. So obviously it sounds easier said than done, but the energies of the month seem to be supporting you getting out of that energy, which is a good thing. All right, in the hopes or fears position, we have the Four of Pentacles, more Capricorn energy there, and the King of Cups, Scorpio energy. So yeah, for some of you, this could even be possibly things around the workplace where you might be a bit hesitant to express your opinion on the way things can be done. If that's the case, could just be saying, maybe it's a work environment that you're in, all of this stuff, especially because Capricorn is the natural ruler of the house of career too. Could just be saying that maybe within your work environment, you might feel like, oh, if I really express myself, I might rock the boat and maybe, I might even get fired, right? You might just have some fears around that. To where you're just really holding yourselves back from expressing yourselves. I don't feel like for the majority of you that would be the case, though. It does look like it certainly could be a toxic work environment that you're in, don't get me wrong, but I don't feel like there would be the level of blowback that you might be fearing. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So if this is a work-related thing, this could be coming across a few different ways, which is to say, for some of you, you might just decide to go into business for yourselves. Like, okay, you know what, I can't deal with having to constantly feel like I have to mute myself and not express my opinions and my viewpoints on things, right? So maybe I'll just be better off doing my own thing. That could be the outcome some of you might come to. Now, for others of you, if this is around possibly looking for employment as well, that's certainly a possibility what we see there that could represent that fresh start energy. Could just be saying that you might find out some news about getting a job during, again, given that we see the Leo energy there, maybe toward the end of July or early August, and then it might just not start until the end of August, because this represents the first 10 degrees of Virgo, which takes place around the end of August. So could be playing out that way for you guys, but yeah, overall not too bad. And then bottom of the deck, we have the Death card. So yeah, for some of you, this can just be, like I said, leaving behind some kind of self-limiting beliefs and some kind of negative self-talk that you might have been dealing with for a while. And for others of you, this can also represent, maybe some of you will be changing career paths because you might feel like, okay, this workplace environment I'm in now is a bit toxic. I feel like I can't express myself. Like I said, some of you, if that's the case, you might just even actually be deciding to go into business for yourselves, but that's what I see with that. Okay, moving on to your 4 agreements card, we have always do your best and honor yourself. Okay, it says honor the man or woman that you are. Take the risk to express your dream. Taking action is about living fully and expressing what you are. So yeah, actually I've never seen this card come up in the deck before, but this definitely seemed to support what we were talking about there, right? As far as expressing yourself and having these self-limiting beliefs. So hopefully that resonated with you guys if you're feeling that way for sure. All right, moving on to your Wisdom of the Oracle card, we have exchanging gifts. There's the artwork, and the number is 27. So let's see what this has to say. Okay, essential meanings says the law of giving and receiving, currency, trade-offs, weighing cost, and determining value. The Oracle's message, you're entering into a productive and enriching time when all manner of opportunities are being offered to you. You have everything you need to seize them. Yet in order to honor them, you must put in the time, exchange your experience and skills, and commit heart and soul to what you're choosing to pursue. You can do it. You have what it takes to be successful if you align with the law of giving and receiving. You must engage in a dance of give and take, push and pull, doing and being. If you let fear guide your choices, you could deplete yourself or create an imbalance. This is not a time of just do, do, do. Use your currency wisely and be mindful of the value others bring to your life. So yeah, definitely a pretty positive message there. It seems to support what we were talking about as well. So hopefully that resonated. And the relationship message says love is an exchange of life force energy between two beings. It grows exponentially when it's reciprocated. You must give and receive in order for love to flourish and abundance to flow between you. Spirit wants you to start accepting all the blessings waiting for you, as well as offer the same gift in return. Open your heart and allow it to be filled. Let love in and let it flow out of you too. Love is truly yours today. So yeah, definitely a pretty positive message there. And if that's the case, if this is a love thing that you're dealing with, like I said, for some of you, it could just be some kind of a negative self-talk type thing, right? Where you're like, oh yeah, I could tell what my feelings, but there's no way to be reciprocated, things along those lines there. Like I said, maybe it's just that you had someone toxic in your environment from the past that might have just given you those self-limiting beliefs, but hopefully that message resonated. And worst case, the actual love readings themselves will be out next week. Okay, the prosperity message says all your hard work and efforts, your commitment to learning, creating, and spending your time wisely pay off in ways you may not have been anticipating. The gifts of yourself, your time, your ideas, and the energy of your intentions are being reciprocated by the universe, which is sending you signs and signals, aligning synchronistic meetings and opportunities to bring you success and more. Everything is an exchange. Keep doing what you're doing. Goodwill comes back tenfold. Yeah, definitely a pretty positive message there, especially because that makes you think of what I was saying with the Chariot, where it just might feel like the universe is nudging you in a certain direction, and then with this High Priestess energy and the cards underneath it, it seems like you talk yourself out of that, right? Like, oh, there's no way that that's really what it means, right? So definitely try to tap into your intuition a little bit more this month and actually trust the signs that you're getting there as well. All right. And lastly, we have a mudra for you guys. So this is your mudra here. It's the Garuda mudra, and the keyword for it is maturity. Okay, and there's the info on it there if you want to pause it to take a screenshot to read what it has to say. But under benefits, it says improves intelligence, increases digestive fire, activates Manipura chakra, builds martial prowess, and according to legend, serves as protection against snakes, snake bites, and venom in general. All right, so if that sounds like a mudra thing to be beneficial for you guys, we'll put the name in the description video as always. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.